let's talk about breathing basics. Now, breathing, you may be asking yourself, why is this important? I breathe every day. I don't get the deal with why it's so important. Well, we got to understand that breath is very important because while we can live for days without water, a few days, and a lot longer without food, we can't last very long without oxygen. So it's very important that we oxygenate our bodies properly. Now, to understand some of this, I got to dive a little deep into some anatomy and physiology because we've got to understand the autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system has two parts to it, and these are, they happen automatically. We don't have a lot of conscious control of them, or so it would seem. So the two branches of the autonomic nervous system are the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. So the parasympathetic autonomic nervous system division has to do with rest and digest. You can think of it as a more calming state. Now, conversely, the sympathetic nervous system is our fight and flight response. Now, both of these are very necessary, and the problem we get into is that when we get too shoved over to the sympathetic side, that fight or flight response, it can wreak all kinds of havoc with us. So, and most of us live in that state. Think about the stresses you have through your job or daily life. It can keep us in that state, which is not really optimal for our health. So what we want to do through breathing is help shift us to that parasympathetic state. So when we come in, we either begin or end, or sometimes both, with some breathing exercises. So what I'd like you to do to understand how many of us actually breathe backwards, I'd ask you to just lie on the ground on your back and place one hand on your chest and one hand on your stomach. Pardon me if I hit that microphone. So while you lay on your back there, I'm going to ask you to inhale through your nose and then exhale through your mouth slowly. Now, most of us, as we do this, are going to realize that the hand on our chest actually rises first, and our hand on our stomach rises second or not at all. So if this is happening to you, this is called an inverted breathing pattern. We are breathing with muscles of the shoulders and the neck to lift that rib cage to expand. And when that happens, we generate a lot of tension up and through this area. Now, to try to shift that, we've got to consciously think about, as we inhale, that the diaphragm, the main muscle of respiration, can expand fully. And when that happens, the hand on our stomach will rise as we inhale. And as we exhale, the hand on our stomach will fall. Okay? Now, throughout exercising with us, we can take breathing a couple different ways. We can do that nice flowing breathing, just in deeply, out deeply, allowing that diaphragm or that belly to raise and fall naturally. But sometimes you'll see that we will recommend that when we prescribe an exercise, we'll have you inhale and then forcefully exhale, squeezing every ounce of air out of our bellies. Now what that does is that helps us actually tie in the real muscles of respiration. These are tiny muscles in our pelvic girdle, including all the muscles of the abdomen and region like that. By getting those muscles fired up through that forceful exhaling without motion occurring in the low back or the pelvis, we can get those muscles stronger and then protect further our core and our backs and all of that, while shifting us more into that parasympathetic state of being. So there you have it. That's our basics to the why we emphasize breathing and why we practice it here.